490 BC, the Persian army had finally landed on Greek soil. For the first time in history, the greatest empire on earth had come to punish a single city. But before swords clashed, before shields locked, before history was written at Marathon, another city had already fallen. Welcome to History Made Easy. If you're passionate about epic battles, legendary commanders, forgotten civilizations, and the true stories that shaped our world, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another journey through history. Now, let's go back to where it all began. 3 days before the Battle of Marathon, Athens still hoped the Persians would strike somewhere else. Then, the first survivors arrived from Eretria, burned, exhausted. Some could barely stand. Before long, the truth reached the city gates.
What happened?
The ships! So many ships!
The Persians surrounded the city. The walls fell in days.
They burned the temples first!
Those who escaped are here. Those they found alive were chained and taken to the
Within
ships.
minutes, fear spread through Athens, faster than the refugees themselves.
The Persians have landed! We must defend the city!
We should have never attacked Persia!
Sparta will come, won't they?
Then, the sound of pounding hooves echoed through the streets. An Athenian scout rode into the city at full speed. His horse barely stopped before he threw himself to the ground. He had only one message.
The Persians are coming! The Persian fleet has landed! Where? Marathon!
But standing above the frightened city was one man who refused to panic. His name, Miltiades. Unlike most Athenians, he had faced the Persian Empire before. He knew their tactics, he knew their discipline, and he knew exactly what would happen if Athens waited too long. That night, the leaders of Athens gathered. 5 generals, 5 commanders, 5 votes. Behind closed doors, the future of the city would be
Force them
decided.
to attack the walls! Wait for Sparta! Do not fight Persian cavalry on open ground!
Miltiades listened until every argument had been made. Then, he finally stood. The room fell silent. Every eye turned toward him.
If we wait behind these walls, we surrender the countryside, the roads, and the initiative.
No one interrupted, because every man in that room already knew he was right. Athens could not survive a long siege. Every day they waited, Persia grew stronger. Miltiades stepped closer to the map. Then, he showed the council exactly where the battle had to be fought. The debate had ended, but the decision had not. The council was divided. 2 generals voted to fight. 2 voted against. The future of Athens now rested on one man. Everything now depended on Callimachus. Callimachus remained silent for what felt like an eternity. Then he made his decision.
We march!
At dawn, the gates of Athens opened. Around 10,000 Athenians answered the call. They left behind their homes, their families, and marched toward Marathon. Hours into the march, figures appeared on the road ahead. Not Persians, allies, 1,000 Plataeans. It was Plataea, a small city sending nearly every soldier it could spare. Miltiades rode forward.
Arimnestos, you came. Plataea stands with Athens until the end.
Together, they became 11,000 men, farmers, blacksmiths, merchants, citizens, marching to face the greatest empire on earth. Ahead lay Marathon. Beyond it, the Persian army was waiting. Before them stood an empire, tens of thousands, against only 11,000 Greeks. Before the army marched, Athens made one final attempt to save itself. Miltiades chose his fastest runner, Phidippides. His mission was nearly impossible.
Phidippides, you know the road. Run to Sparta and tell them Athens stands alone at Marathon. I will, Miltiades.
More than 200 kilometers across mountains, valleys, and unforgiving wilderness. Alone, the Spartans agreed to help, but their sacred festival forbade them from marching immediately. Athens would have to stand alone. The Persian commanders were confident. They had conquered kingdoms far greater than Athens. To them, this would be another victory.
Their numbers are pitiful. They stand resolute, but against our host?
For days, neither army moved. Then, just before dawn, everything changed.
General, there is far less movement in the Persian camp. Many horses are gone. Ships are leaving the shore.
Miltiades understood immediately. This was the opportunity he had been waiting for.
It's too dangerous! We should wait! No. If the cavalry is gone, this is our chance. At first light, we attack!
At sunrise, 11,000 Greeks marched down from the hills. Miltiades chose a bold strategy. He strengthened the wings of the Greek line while thinning the center. As they clashed, the Greek flanks would push through and surround the Persian center. This was the decisive plan that would turn the tide of battle. Then, the two armies finally collided. Bronze crashed against bronze. The Battle of Marathon had begun. At first, the Persian center pushed the Greeks back. Miltiades had weakened his own center on purpose. But that was exactly what Miltiades wanted. While the Persians chased the center, the powerful Greek wings closed around them. The hunters had become the hunted. As the Persian line collapsed, they fled toward the sea in panic. Many abandoned their weapons, racing for their ships. But the Athenians gave no quarter. Miltiades and his men pursued them all the way to the shoreline. By the end, several Persian ships were captured, and the rest fled the bay. Against all odds, Athens had won the day at Marathon. The battle wasn't over yet. As the dust settled on Marathon, the Persian fleet was already turning toward Athens. If they reached the city first, all would be lost. Knowing time was against them, Miltiades wasted not a moment. He rallied his hoplites, and without rest or delay, he ordered the entire army to march back toward Athens. The race to save the city had begun. 2 days later, the Spartans finally arrived, but the battle was already over. They walked across the battlefield, surrounded by thousands of fallen Persian soldiers. They looked upon the victory with admiration. Athens had accomplished what few believed possible. By the time the Persian fleet reached Athens, they found the Athenian army already waiting. There would be no second battle. The Persians turned away and sailed home. Marathon had saved Athens, and in doing so, it changed the course of history forever. But this was not the end of the Persian Wars. 10 years later, Persia would return, this time with an army unlike anything the ancient world had ever seen. And at a narrow mountain pass called Thermopylae, 300 Spartans would make their last stand. Watch the next episode to discover what happened at Thermopylae.